Hi, my name is Muiz Hamzat, and I'm currently a grade 12 student. This is a video on this robot arm I've been making, and I just wanted to showcase it because I'm really proud of it. I want to apologize beforehand for my video editing skills, as this is my first time making a video like this. But yeah, I'll try and keep this short. I just want to talk about my thoughts and the process of this project. And yeah, enjoy. After my first experience in my school's robotic team, I wanted to do more with building a robot and building a project I would be proud of. After seeing videos online about robot arms, I decided to build my own. I first found a design I liked on the website Thingiverse, and I quickly want to give credit to LimpSquid, the creator of the design. From there, I ordered all the parts I needed to assemble the arm. While each part came in, I began working with a teacher at school to 3D print all the parts I needed, since I myself don't have a 3D printer. And as parts came in and parts were printed, I assembled what I could. And between the waiting time for the parts to come in, I worked with the circuitry and I would test some code I wrote for each part just to make sure all the motors and joints worked as expected. When the arm was completed, I cleaned up the circuitry and tested the code on everything once again. And with that, I have my current product. Now, I'd like to point out that this project was definitely not easy, which I was expecting going in. I'd never done a project like this on my own before, and it felt a bit daunting. Anyways, there were many lessons learned and even some expanded upon from when I was with the robotics team. For example, printing did not start off smoothly. I originally wanted to use some PETG filament for the arm since it's stronger than PLA filament, which is what I ended up using. But the reason for the switch was because we couldn't get it to work with the printer. It would clog up at the nozzle and stop the printer entirely. I even tried it with a friend's printer and it just made a mess. But as a result, we wasted a lot of time and filaments trying to get it to work before settling for PLA. There were also many scheduling issues from both ends, so printing parts was somewhat random and inconsistent. I worked with this by making a schedule of when I could expect certain parts would be done and dividing up the parts with the friend I mentioned earlier since he wanted to help print some parts of his own printer. Anyways, after all the parts arrived, both printed parts and parts ordered online, I thought it would get easier, but building the arm was tougher than I thought. Some parts would break and would have to be reprinted, and some parts printed slightly off from specific dimensions. I fixed this by bringing them to my school's construction shop and sanding down uneven areas and defects. And when I finally built the arm, there was still parts of it that I feel I could have done a better job with. Moving on to the circuitry, I was nervous going into it since I didn't have too much experience with it, outside of doing a little bit of it in the robotics team. I was mostly worried about safety since the last thing I wanted was to get shocked or something to catch on fire, not to mention all the components and things I needed to know. So it was a bit of a learning curve, but through websites and videos, I learned what I needed to make the circuit. Now, as for the programming, I had to learn how to work with the Arduino IDE and the Arduino itself. Right now, I'm still learning all the functions and capabilities of the Arduino language, but I was able to program tasks for each motor and just test everything out and make sure everything worked fine. Finally, I want to touch on where the project is now. I initially started this as a project I wanted to do for fun, but it slowly became something I wanted to complete just so I could use it in my university applications. And because of this, I set very difficult deadlines and expectations for myself. And it took out some of the passion I originally had for it. Now that I realize this though, I'm going back to doing it at my own pace. Right now, I'm working on printing a case for the circuitry, since it's kind of just hanging there. I also want to program a grabbing motion for the arm since I've tested each motor individually, but not actually used every single motor working together to perform a single task. But aside those points, I've created a programmable arm and I'm still proud of my accomplishment. I want to expand on it in the future with things like controlling it with hand gestures, maybe a sensor to detect objects, or even a completely new one with the PETG filament I still have. Overall, I enjoyed the project, learned from this project, and definitely want to do more like this in the future. Thank you for watching. Just wanted to get my thoughts out, and once again, apologize for the video quality. I would like to get better at this in the future. And yeah, like I said in the video, I want to do more projects like this in the future. So yeah.